know what you guys are talking about. This doesn't look like
Back.
an old adventure game at all.
But that does look like an old adventure game.
It does.
I don't know what games you guys were playing on DOS, but
I'm not thinking DOS. I'm thinking more like Escape from Monkey Island era.
Yep.
Haley.
That kind of where the camera's at a fixed location looking over a room. And you just sort of go around and click on stuff.
Hey, it's the concept that's thrown out in the air in the first scene, and then comes up later. The Chekhov's art and craft.
Wait, how is
Oh, that's right. That's how that's relevant later. I knew it came up later in the episode, but I couldn't remember what it was.
I don't know. Maybe if I knew where.
Oh, later in this episode. I thought you were talking about all the way back in part 1.
You didn't accidentally break a flashlight, did you?
No.
It's coming back here to
a leaf rubbing.
Nothing.
Just always blaming me for stuff.
did you guys see the video for the leaked Walking Dead TV tie-in video game?
Yeah, except you realize that's not actually like a trailer that they made. That's a fan trailer edited together from promotional footage from the alpha.
Yeah, but my point is that I don't think that game's going to involve leaf rubbings in any way.
No, that game looks really disappointing and terrible.
We're okay. Just having a little spat.
I'll be disappointed if there isn't a leaf rubbing quick time event.
I don't like it. It's the way it's gotta be.
Your character's like, you see like your hand rubbing on the screen. It's like press, like mash E, and you start mashing, but you don't do it fast enough. Your hand's just going all over the place. You tear the paper.
Trust everyone here.
More or less. I obviously have my.
It's like a
problems with
Kinect
Lilly,
game.
but I don't distrust.
Here's another touching on guns and being around them. Katya doesn't like being around guns. This is a thing that, you know, some people are really uncomfortable around them, some people like them, some people just take them or leave them. But it is sort of like, what would that be like for people that are really uncomfortable around guns? And now, not only do you need to have them if you want to be alive, but you have to point them at people-shaped things and shoot them. This would be a hard thing. The really twisted thing is this would be really, really hard for some people, and it would be disturbingly easy for others.
Thank you, Lee.
But we need them. There's no doubt about that.
That's pretty much Kenny in a nutshell. Yeah.
I don't know if I want to go with you need to try harder with Lilly.
That's Kenny in a nutshell.
Piss Kenny off, right?
Kenny has made his mind up about something. You start talking about it, he's like, didn't you that fucking stutter? I already made up my mind about it. Why are we still talking about this? You know, God damn it, Kenny's a friend of Lee in my playthrough. And, like, I even would think of him as, like, a pseudo-character friend, but he's really infuriating sometimes.
I'd like to contribute needs
he is.
Or tools I just don't have. I'm tearing down this furniture.
I think that's interesting, though.
Go on like this, we'll have half the Travelier piled up out here.
I was just going to say, I think it's interesting because, like, in a TV show, conflict between characters, even characters that are ostensibly quote-unquote friendly, is sort of a trope that is really well explored in traditional narratives. But in video games, it tends to really upset people when you have someone like Kenny, who's your friend, but you really don't necessarily get along with him and you always struggle with him.
That's a really good point.
Well, but the problem is you don't always get the option to not like them. Like a lot of people, when they have like a character who's like your friend, but he's also a jerk in a video game, when they get annoyed at that, it's because the game makes the assumption that he's your friend and that he's going to keep being your friend, and you don't have the choice to say, okay, you pushed me too far, I don't like you anymore. They feel frustrated because they're
Mungo. Thing about this flashlight. I'm asking
your friend Mayor McCree.
Lily found it in the dumpster.
That's it, basically. They're frustrated because there's a dissonance between what their character expresses about this guy and what the player expresses about this guy, and they're frustrated that they have to keep acting like they're friendly with this person.
I guess I'm sad.
Yeah.
Nobody deserves to lose their parent.
Whereas with Kenny, you can take it or leave it, really. The game really never explicitly says he's your friend unless you make Lee say that.
Good.
I'll catch you later,
but Chris is right, like in the TV show, especially in the Walking Dead TV show, like that whole show is just basically all the permutations of how all of these different people can fail to get along for stupid reasons. And when you do that in a video game, it just makes you hate everybody. And part of that is because you can't be the bad. The player doesn't ever want to be the bad guy. I don't want to be the stupid idiot that's being a problem and like
for
keeping
yourself, Seamus.
So, Seamus, what were you gonna say earlier to Doug? Oh, nah, forget about it. You'll have plenty of time to talk to him later.
Pink.
Doc.
A clue.
Oh, fuck it, Slender Man, run! Run!
I think it is.
I don't think it's anything.
Maybe it's a sign.
It could be. It's pink chalk.
Duck is
No, you don't understand. I wasn't saying your name, Duck. I was about to punch you in the face, and I was giving you fair warning.
Clearly X marks the spot for treasure. There must be something inside this room.
Somebody hand me my splitting maul.
But the normal video game thing is to, I mean, look at Mass Effect, like where the goal given to you, the goal implied by the game is that your job is to smooth over relationships between
pink chalk.
No.
get Tally and Legion to get along, get Grunt and Morden to get along,
Yeah, you're the commander.
get everybody to get along, and then a game like this comes along where it's but the focus of the TV show, the Walking Dead TV show, is nobody gets along ever. Everybody hates each other because everybody's a jackass.
Totally. I was coming to see him.
And then this
Yeah,
game
Doc,
has
I
to
got
kind
it.
of
Good job.
split the difference between those two extremes.
Huh.
He's a mime.
I missed this. I had no idea
What?
what it wanted.
He wants a high five.
Oh!
I had no
Oh, reject him.
Oh,
Just rejected.
okay.
I
Problem solved.
I left him hanging. I left him hanging too, but I didn't mean to. I was like trying to push the dumpster, and I didn't
Doug.
even. I was standing in front of the icon over his hand, so I didn't even see it.
Chalk.
If you
Until
do
it was
high
too
five
late.
him, it says like Duck thinks you're like the best dude ever.
Alternative, depending on your marking surface. Since we're on the
So
And
that's
it's
good.
really-
You can really,
and-
chalk is
yeah.
traditionally known to be
yeah, you could really
toxic
build your
rubber.
relationship
Often
with him,
used
so
for
that in the
actually made of
future,
gypsum, thanks
the
to
two of
people
you will have that,
finding
you know, that bonding moment to look back.
Exactly. You know, it's a really
God
useful allegiance to
damn.
build.
I'm sure glad we saved Doug, you guys. All that knowledge about chalk that I now possess, that I did not possess in the past.
Then I need a piece of chalk.
If you
See,
can,
Like
Josh,
I would like to point out here that if Carly is
with
alive,
that stuff.
you can she encourages you to tell other people about
That's what it's there for.
the fact that you killed someone, that you killed the state senator, which has significant repercussions later on. Doug just kind of doesn't do anything, which is pretty much his modus operandi for the entire game. He saved Carly somehow in the past, but you don't really know how, and it's not really explained because he pretty much sucks at everything that's not technology, which you don't have a lot of.
We've been here too long already.
back to the subject of Duck, I think if you could ever accuse the game of being emotionally manipulative, I think this opening act with Duck is probably among the most emotionally manipulative.
Stuff. Lilly neither.
Because it gives you like a really lighthearted, explicitly lighthearted scene with this kid. Like, oh, this kid is the comic relief.
Exactly.
Nothing bad ever happens to the plucky comic relief.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and then you high-five him, and you go on a little adventure, and it develops an emotional connection, specifically so that it could be undercut.
Which is
Getting
not to say
back-
that anything bad happened to Duck at any time during this episode.
No, we're just
It's
theorizing.
gonna sound crazy, but you're not involved, are you?
But getting back to you revealing that you're a murderer,
Stay inside the gate.
Oh, well,
I never saw that, but I like to imagine that as soon as you reveal that you killed a senator, Kenny's reaction would be, what party was he from?
No.
I feel like, what color was he?
Oh, okay.
Ooh!
Yeah, I'm never gonna stop calling out Kenny on being a fucking racist.
He said
Like,
one
you know
dumb
how
thing.
he is. He's from Florida. Shit just comes out of his mouth.
See?
Right, but
You know, I think we
but
should.
when you
I
do
think we
that
should start
with Carly-
exterminating all the. Whoa, that was almost almost. I don't know. This place seems a little bit too PC for that kind of thing. Never mind. Zip.
When you do that with Carly, though, it not only allows you to tell people that you murdered a senator, it allows you to choose who you tell. So you could tell, say, Lilly and not Kenny, or Kenny and not Lilly, or
Hey,
both.
Hey, Duck. Hey, Duck. You want to know a
This is
secret?
how.
I
This is
killed
how
a
we
man.
walk. Yeah, you can't actually
Murdered
tell
in
Duck. I think he's the
cold
only
blood.
person that you can't tell.
Split him right open. Cut his face, cheek to cheek.
Do you find out?
Wow, that's
did
totally cool.
Did you find out how you murdered him? Like, did you shoot him? I was always waiting for the game
No.
to reveal.
No. No, it never explicitly says.
Don't
Oh,
explain how you
no!
know how he's a gun.
There's
The only place
medical
you get
supplies in the grate. I wonder why anyone would put them out there, beyond the wall, for someone to pick up.
You haven't come up with
The
anything,
only
have you?
reason, or the only way you ever find out what happened, I think, to the senator is when you're in the barn and you have that dream sequence where you hear the girl scream, and it's like the only flashback that Lee really gets, and it's audio only.
Okay, we line everybody up. Everybody. Somebody is killing us. Stealing from that supply is the same as slipping into your room at night and cutting your
Yeah.
throat while you
Here we
sleep.
go.
Well, I don't
It's
know if
just
it's
completely
that
unhinged.
What if Clementine
much
gets sick and we
like
don't
the
have
two.
what we need?
Every plan that begins with "we line everyone up" is definitely going to be totally sane and reasonable.
Yeah.
I found it a little bit unlikely that in the 2 minutes that you've been in that room with Lilly since walking back immediately from the grate, they have not only discovered that
Just keep 'em talking.
the agreed upon amount of drugs is not there, they've also attacked and penetrated the defenses of the camp and rounded everybody up.
Yes.
Wasn't
that was-
Katja just saying everybody carries guns now, and apparently no one
I
wanted
know.
to use them?
Yeah. There's
This
a
is
gun
so-
sitting right next to the two of them.
It was just
have more
this.
supplies.
This really didn't
We
work
keep
for
the
me.
deal
I was
going.
like, "What the hell, game? Was there a cutscene that I missed that was supposed to explain how all
Okay,
this happened?"
so is that guy in the middle? Is he afraid of law enforcement? Is he just cold, or is he Is he a ninja?
We can split
What's
the
up with
supplies,
him? What's his
spread 'em
deal?
around. Or we could just kill you.
I
he
think
doesn't
the
want you to be able to
implication,
ID him.
And what about when they run out?
really, I think the idea was just shorthand. These characters basically disappear after this, and the idea was, don't think that these are characters, don't think of them that way. They're a plot device.
Yeah,
Masking them
and
helps
don't
prove
think
that.
that they have don't think that they have individual face textures either.
Yeah.
Definitely don't think that.
Doug actually shot somebody. What?
No, that was Katya.
No, that was
Oh,
Doug.
oh, that, yes.
I shot that dude
Yeah.
in the ass.
That gun squeeze click noise was. Yeah. I'm behind. I'm very behind.
We gotta get out
You are.
No shit!
those bastards. Cover
You
up.
can choose, I
Get
think,
'em
to let that guy
on
go.
Oh well.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave this bandit alive so that he can go on to bandit other people.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting you should do it. Just saying.
It's one of the choices you can
So
make.
now we
in
have
this-
our little duck hunt mini game here.
This is my favorite Counter-Strike, man.
Yeah, so it is odd that they didn't get the medicine. Like, they must have. come
Oh, by the
looking
way,
for the medicine.
all these dudes with all their guns cannot beat zombies that flank and start to eat them all. That makes sense.
Also,
But
this is
isn't
the
the
first
TV
time
show-
I think. Oh, never mind.
Come on!
Isn't the TV show like this? Like this scene where
It's gonna be okay.
all of a sudden you're surrounded by bandits, and all of a sudden they're surrounded by zombies, and all of a sudden, I mean, the TV show is like this too.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah, it's
they don't
this
spend
is
a lot
probably
of time constructing.
the most bullshit encounter in the whole game. These guys all show up magically and take hostages, and then And then the zombies show up magically and kill them all, despite the fact that there's like 20 dudes with guns and bows. And it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
No,
it makes sense because
and...
they're attracted to the gunfire, but the speed at which it
How did
happens.
you
Right.
get this
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like they were just hiding out 30 meters away from the compound or something. A whole herd of them.
Double kill.
It really,
ultra
what we've needed was more time there. There should have been a cutscene
Yeah.
between you talking to Lilly and the bad guys showing up, and that would have
They could have
smoothed
had,
over
like-
most of that.
They could have emphasized that tense, like, Mexican standoff of we've got some of your guys, you've got the drugs we want, you know, put some tension there, and then during the course of that, negotiations break down because zombies show up. But that doesn't happen.
Settle down back there. The bandits have had our number for weeks.
Instead, we have this scene, which is a really weird, awkward scene where Lilly completely breaks down and goes from not really good character to completely
Calm
unlikable
down back
character.
there. That's nuts.
Okay,
But I think
this
it
made a
makes
lot of
sense
for
given
me.
what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I think this is
obviously
exactly
not
what
a
cut you
comfortable
needed.
scene, but this is definitely. Are you just intentionally calling Lilly Katja now?
Logically,
Oh.
No, Lilly.
Yeah, no, Lilly.
Sorry.
who could have easily
I think I might
That's the second time you've done that.
pretty logical, Doug.
The thing is, Lilly, like, it's not just that this makes sense for Lily's character, this just makes sense. I know people who would react like this. Everything just dissolved in a moment, and they immediately need someone to blame, and they're not going to
Which
rest
is-
until that happens.
Which is fair, but then they shoot somebody. I mean, that's where it crosses a line from, like, accusational to let's pull the van over to the side of the road and decide who we're going to execute as penance. And that's really creepy and not right.
Doug, I
Oh, it's
Well,
not
she
ethical.
starts out as just kicking them out.
You have evidence?
Right. I mean, and, you know, but that's where she, like, crosses the line that even Larry didn't... Okay, I guess Larry tried to kill Lee, but...
Let's just
Yeah.
we can talk this out like adults.
Why give someone who almost killed us the opportunity?
Plus, I mean, she might not feel like it's fair. Her father was killed because he was endangering the group.
I didn't do it.
Why should they let some guy live for doing the same thing?
Look at him.
On purpose.
Jesus, I didn't.
Look me in the eyes and tell me.
I thought it was
you
good
have anything to do
characterization.
with it.
Shit.
What's going on up there?
Nice driving, Kenny!
Stop.
All right, well, we can deal.
And here's the
Something.
thing. We all know it. We all know the guy did it.
Kenny, is it safe?
Ben.
Should be.
We all know it's Ben's fault.
You're really
But
good with the names.
The way
this
he's
movie.
protesting it, well, it's been a while since we played the game, Josh. But the way Ben is protesting it, and like the way he is just literally seems so unreasonable, it actually, you know, you kind of like, well, maybe he didn't. It's actually partially Lily's
Yes.
strength of like accusation that makes you doubt whether it was really him. I don't know if that's a metafictional thing or whether it's just the contrast between her certainty and the obvious lack of possible certainty.
Everyone keep
Well,
your
it's her
eyes-
absolute certainty in the face of absolutely no evidence
You know what?
because,
We
you know,
shouldn't just kick
you
you
don't
out.
think anyone else did it. You don't think Doug did it because you saved Doug. You don't think that Kenny did it because he's
Do
your
we,
bestie.
do we
You don't think Katja
that
did it.
Ben probably did it, or do we not vote?
Just tell us you did it.
No.
Side
Oh,
with Kenny.
go-
Dumb fuck.
Side with Kenny.
Kenny doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I went. I'm not
it doesn't
doing
matter.
this, and that's. Yeah, I
think you both are
if we
protesting a
smooth
bit
this over, then we end up
Don't you
taking
think
Lily
so,
with us, and I don't want to do
I'm
that.
not
Just say I'm not
doing
doing
That
it.
was
Well,
the one.
no, you
that was
have the
one time where
choice.
much. Then you can't just abstain.
that was the one time where what I said and what I meant didn't match up in my playthrough.
Okay, fine then.
I
I
just
actually
said,
said that
like,
Ben did.
I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, I said I think he probably did it because I imagine him saying is, look, I think he probably did it, but we need to calm down. But instead, Lee says it as like, I think, eyes narrowed, he did it.
I'll do watches for months.
Wait, I wanted to say it meant like, okay, we can establish Ben probably did it. Let's get him to admit it, and let's proceed from there.
That is good.
How I said it was, let's chain him to the back of the RV and brand him with hot irons as a traitor.
You're making it worse on yourself.
I actually thought that Ben probably did it. It's a little bit more unclear if you have Carly with you because
Evidence or not, this
Carly
isn't
stands up
any
to
way
Lilly a lot more than Doug
I've heard
does,
enough out of you, okay,
and
Doug?
she starts to point her accusations more
when's it
towards
gonna be?
Doug too,
Give me
or
a damn minute.
Carly too.
Ben, you have until
Which was actually the really more disturbing thought
Tell
was
me
that
it was
that
you.
Carly did,
No!
Ben!
Lily!
because up until that
And
point,
I've never trusted you.
Tell her.
she's really on your side, and probably the most level-headed character in the group.
We love
And then
to
you
see
think, oh well, it's possible that she did this.
Please, let's just get back in
That's
the RV.
not happening.
I can't handle this.
There. I got him. Now, what the fuck's the problem? Ben! No!
Uh-oh. So that is also
And that's the
significantly
part
different.
where I wanted to just like toss her in the ditch and execute her.
Yes. Yeah, I really didn't. I actually wanted to shoot her here. I was like, no, you murdered somebody, and that was stupid and made no sense. And you murdered my favorite character. And now I want to.
And here's the important distinction between if you have Doug and if you have the other
Duck
one.
away from the windows. Jesus.
What's her name?
The other one, Carly.
Carly.
Carly. Okay, if you have
Damn.
Doug, she tries to shoot Ben, but Carly intervenes and.
Supposed to be him.
Okay, if you try to. If
No.
you have Doug, she tries to shoot Ben, Doug intervenes, and she accidentally shoots Doug. If you have Carly, Carly's like, you know, getting up in her face, and she fucking murders Carly for no reason.
Guy out here.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Wow.
It's not even an accident, it's premeditated murder, and that is the worst possible offense.
Time.
What are you talking about?